Welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. Today we are continuing our parks and rec series of Las Vegas.
Yeah, we're at the Lone Mountain Discovery Park and the Lone Mountain Equestrian Park. So they're kind of hooked together, so we've made them into one video, but they're technically two parks.
Yeah, so this park is kind of a little unique, so we're going to take you guys along and show you what makes this park so unique.
Yeah.
So come tag along with us while we go check out some local parks in Las Vegas.
Yeah, come get lost with us today. Alright, so this is Lone Mountain Children's Discovery Park. So this is the park that connects to the Lone Mountain Regional Park that we did during Vlogmas. And this is just another really cool park. This is more kids focused, especially on the side furthest away from Lone Mountain. And we're scoping the park rules. Alright, you'll see right there, there's 4 pickleball courts, and they're pretty hopping on this Saturday morning. People getting a pickle on. Let me know in the comments. I've never played pickleball before. Have you? What are the rules of pickleball? Do you like it? Is it kind of like tennis? Let us know in the comments. So if you wanted to know, this is where the trail ends and connects to this park from the Lone Mountain Regional Park. So the Lone Mountain Regional and the Lone Mountain Discovery Park are 2 connected parks. Alright, so here is the horse stables that are at the back side of the park. This is closest to Lone Mountain, so in case you're interested, kind of tree blocks. There's actually somebody riding their horse today, which we'll get a little bit on camera. See? So you can bring your horse here and give it a run. I don't know what kind of lingo horse riders use, but pretty cool. It's awesome that you get to see horses here too. There's somebody in the distance putting their horse away. Pretty cool that there's horses at this park. That's really kind of cool to me. So here's one of the bigger play areas. You can see it's got the covers like the first park we looked at. As we get closer, there's like a log play area. This one seems very log inspired.
There's also like a horse too.
Log, log, log. It's log, it's log. It's better than toys, it's wood. There's a cool horse. Oops, sorry, my shadow's getting in the shot. So there's a horse. Then they have like this wishbone thing. And they have a there's Nacy working the wishbone. There's the swing set. This is a horizontal slide. Pretty cool. And then there's like a chair for, I guess, parents or family members to sit at in the middle. Something cool too is this is the bouncy ground. So when you step on it, it's like stepping on air. Towards the back of the park in Lone Mountain, they have a covered area which has 8 benches. Pretty cool. And a little grill to set your fire. So something that's pretty cool is they also have a hot coals only. So once you get done with your fire, you can put your coals away and hopefully not spark a forest fire. Here's another Lone Mountain sign for the Lone Mountain Equestrian Park and Trail. So apparently the Discovery is the front and the Equestrian is the park in the back. Alright, so this is the Lone Mountain Equestrian Park and Trail sign. And you'll see too, if we go up, this is actually the parking lot which goes back to the equestrian area, as well as if you're interested in hiking Lone Mountain, this is the way to do it. So you see there is some parking in the back of this park, and this is the best way to access Lone Mountain's hiking trail. Pretty cool. And this is Lone Mountain. Our goal, the end of 2022, is to topple the great and magnificent Lone Mountain. All right, so here we see the backside of the equestrian park. To your right coming up is going to be the big stable area where people were working out that one horse. You'll see right behind it there's two smaller ones, but we'll show you a shot later that'll actually give you a better overview. In the center right there is that play area that we went under. A nice little shade you can tell on this side. All of that cleared land over there to the right is actually for a future skate park. So we're hoping by 2022 we're actually going to have a skate park in that area. So they've got it cleared out now and they're already starting construction on that. You'll see in the distance this is all the park, by the way. This is the parking area that we talked about. This is the one in the furthest back. You want to park here if you want to hike Lone Mountain. Again, legit tip. This is the best place to park if you're going to hike Lone Mountain. And you'll see the trails actually going into the mountains right there. The next thing we're going to take a look at is just kind of the park in general. You'll see as this scrolls, there's some of the neighborhoods that are lining the park. But you also see as we turn, there's more of those equestrian areas. You'll see there's two little circle things that will come up on that are for the horses to train, a little bit smaller than the big one. And this trail right here actually runs between both Lone Mountain Park and the Lone Mountain Equestrian Park. It is probably about a mile to 2 mile long stretch, so just be prepared if you hike it. But it is a nice brisk walk between the parks. You can actually see the park ranger in his little golf cart driving the cart right now. So that's not a car, that's just a golf cart in the distance. And you'll see people actually walking between the parks. Again, a nice brisk walk if you're interested in it. Here's another overview on the other side where that skate park's being built. There's some other play areas that we'll show you in a minute, some other curved areas. On the far left, that's actually the parking area where we parked our car, and that's kind of the main entrance to the park. Then you'll see there's 2 tennis courts coming up, really good sized tennis courts. And then to the left of that is going to be those pickleball courts that we showed you earlier. So that kind of connects the park. You'll see there's a lot of green spaces. There's a lot of amenities. This park really does have a lot of different pieces. But let's take you back to the ground and I'll show you some of the other areas. So in the far corner of the court, it has a basketball court, like a full-size basketball court. So in case you enjoy basketball, it's got one. Unlike the other Lone Mountain Park, there's not as many basketball courts, but there is one dedicated full court basketball. All right, so here is the first restroom. It's on the farthest left side of the park. It's a little bit smaller than some of the other restrooms that they have at the park. So at the far left side of the park, there is a covered area with about 12 of those concrete bench tables under a nice little cover. I guess it's still metal. They have this like little prep area here too, which is kind of neat. And then they have grills. So they actually have, they look about like 6 grills, like 6 of the smaller grills, and 2 trash cans right next to each other for the area. So this is the pickleball courts located at the front of the park. You'll see they have 4 different little courts for them. Something else that's pretty cool is a lot of the trees that are here are actually in loving memory of people. So if you're interested, we will put some information in the links about how to get your own tree. This one's definitely been here a while. So let's take you back up in the air and see what the Discovery Park looks like. This is one of the first pieces of art you'll see when you hit the Discovery side of the park. It is a copy of the state of Nevada, and as you see as we zoom out, there's different numbers across the state, and you basically match the different numbers up to different posters that run along these poles on the outside. So you see there's some concrete poles with some signs on them, and each sign correlates to each number, telling different stories about the state of Nevada. So not only is it focused on Las Vegas, it's focused on the entire state as well. So as we take back to the air again, you'll see in the far distance, that's the child's play area. Right in front of that is going to be a nice little sitting area made out of rocks and stuff. As we turn to the right, there's a second child sort of play pin area with different like swings and activities. Right down below us is another sitting area where you can have birthday parties and stuff. And then there's a second child play area that's covered as well right next to the parking lot. So as we see, we start going up towards the Discovery area. There's a nice little like amphitheater type of space right there below us with some rocks on it. Again, some nice little trails to walk through that really go in circles. And there's some different rock formations and stuff that you can take a look at here, and a lot of nice places to sit. As we get closer to this discovery area, you'll see the blue, orange, yellow, and purple thing on the left are like multiplication tables, addition, subtraction, and division tables. There's some shapes and stuff to look at, which we'll show you in a little bit closer in a minute. But you'll see how it all nicely connects. That piece of green space right there is actually the last part of the biggest green space of this park, which is a little bit smaller than the other Lone Mountain Park, but we'll show you it more in detail on our way back out. So we get to the geography section where there's a nice little compass that you can take a look at and so that your kids understand north, south, east, and west. It's right next to this really, really cool world map. As we zoom out on the world map, you'll see that there's each country, it's the entire planet, and each number corresponds to like a different city, like New York, Egypt, different places across the globe, really. On the other side of it's another nice rock formation kids can play on, sort of take advantage of understanding sort of those different rocks that are there. As we get closer to this child play area, you'll see there's some shapes to your right here. All those different colors are different types of shapes that they can see. A lot of space to sit too. So if you have kids, you want to get off the strip, you can sit pretty close and watch them in this park so you don't feel like you're sort of letting them go and letting them run free. There's a lot of space for you to sit next to them and to help them learn as you go along. There's some measurements on the ground that we'll show you in 1 second. And then there's this weird sort of circle thing that's different colors. I really don't know what that is. So you see the different lengths. There's meters, there's feet on the other side, so kids can get a really sort of spatial perspective. There's those different shapes that we were talking about, and how to tell time too. So a lot of different little pieces here that they can look at. The rocks are labeled, but it's not clear anymore. The sun has sort of bleached it. And now we're going down to our main target. So to end our little view of the discovery area, oh, hopefully we don't crash the drone. Whoop, just saved it. Now this is the biggest green space that connects the entire park. You'll see as it sort of rolls out. They got that child play area that we talked about to your left, another pavilion for birthdays and stuff. That second child play area that's in here that's also covered. And then the parking lot. So this is the main parking lot where we parked in the distance. And then that circular Veterans Day Memorial is right there as well. So let's hit the ground. All right, so this is a Veterans Memorial. We're now on the Discovery Kids Park, and there's a Veterans Memorial right off the parking lot that sort of details 16 different sort of facts about the park system. So I hope this is lit enough, but this is number 1, which is Mount Charleston. And you can see it just gives you some information about Mount Charleston, the recreational area, and different details involving it. Alright, so this is number 8. It's a little better lit since we're here early in the morning. But this goes all the way around with like 16 different facts that you can observe about the local area. So here is one of the biggest pieces of green space at this park. This will be found to your right once you exit the parking lot. And it's a decent sized green space because it kind of goes in the distance there. I hope the camera picks that up pretty well, but it goes in the distance pretty far that way. And then comes around up front to a pavilion and a kids play area. To the right of the parking again is another covered area. It's called Lone Mountain 3, and it has 7 different concrete eating areas. And then it also has 3 grills on the outside too. So it's got plenty of grill space and a nice little picnic area if you had a family meeting. All right, so here's an uncovered area right at the front towards the road. So as you can hear, this is slightly louder than the rest of the park, but it's a nice little area. I'm guessing for like chess and checkers and stuff like that, because it seems like that's what these tables are set up for. So directly to the right, once you enter the park, is a kids play area. It's a little smaller than some of the other ones, but it is covered, and it does have some tiny slides and a little swing set in the back left corner over there. You see the roof? It's got a nice little red and blue roof. It's pretty cool with some green accent. You'll notice too in this park, I wanna note in this kids play area, it also has the spongy ground too in case you fall and hurt yourself. So this is a, I guess, third kids play area. This is really close to the road, but there is a fence that blocks this whole side off from the road, so you don't have to worry about your kids running into the road or anything like that, because there's definitely some safety stuff. Part of it is under shade. You'll see right here it has a white and blue topper with some red accents under some of the jungle course activities. There's like a rope climbing, some stairs to somewhere, and those type of things. It has this cool like rocking thing. I'm not 100% sure what that is. It looks kind of like a seesaw, but kind of upside down. And then they do have some swings, but these are outside in the direct sun. As you can see, there's no topper over top of them, so it would get pretty warm swinging on these swings, especially once the sun starts getting out. But this is the largest probably kids play area that we've seen at this park so far. And there's some really cool kind of like jungle gymmy stuff over here. So if you have little ones, this may be a spot for you, as long as they're a little bit older, I think. Another thing, again, on the ground, you'll see it's a little faded because this is the uncovered area, but it's spongy even in the uncovered area. So the spongy goes through the covered and the uncovered areas. So this is another covered, well, I shouldn't say covered, partially covered by trees, but pretty much out in the open sitting area with some little tables. And this is also right in front of the park. So again, be super noisy if you're up here, and be really hot during the day. These tables, like I've talked about in some other videos, retain heat. So with the sun beating on it, it's gonna heat it up, and then they really do retain that heat. And it's gonna be a very warm experience if you wanna sit in front of this park. So there's a tree covered area over this way that has a few park benches and stuff that you might enjoy. Again, towards the very front of the building, and right behind those tables that I showed you. And then we open up to this big kids area. So we've got everything from a huge compass to a world map to multiplication and addition tables in the back too, that I'll show you a little closer when we get there. And there's even some like animals and stuff too, so like different paw prints and stuff that you will see. This is a pretty cool kids area, if you ask me. So this is the far back area to the right. You'll see it starts with some shapes that are different colors. There are three benches over here too, in case, I guess, parents want to sit down. And then we sort of get to the multiplication, addition, subtraction, division area, where it has a bunch of charts in case you wanted to be interested in how to, I guess, do those things as a child. That's pretty cool. They also have this, which I think is pretty neat. It is a telling time piece. So in case you're trying to teach your children how to tell time, it's going to be a little bit backlit right now with the sun, but there's the full dial to be able to tell time. So here are the different distances, one in metric, one in English, but basically meter and feet, and it shows the comparison. So it starts at the other end over there at 0 and goes up to 50 feet and 15 meters. Here are the ABCs with like a little elevated circle part, and then an abacus in case you need help doing your math. And then this is pretty cool. It's like a little mound with different colors.
Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up this video.
Yeah, we hoped you enjoyed tagging along with us as we looked at the Lone Mountain Discovery and the Lone Mountain Equestrian Park.
Yeah, this park is definitely really unique. It's a little bit off of the strip. It's about a 20-25 minute drive. But if you're going to Lone Mountain and you're going to go hike, or maybe you don't want to hike it, you're just looking for some pretty views, this park is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the easiest way to get onto Lone Mountain, the mountain. The back parking lot is the closest you can get, and we would recommend it. Otherwise, it's a pretty good trek to both of the parking lots with this one, as well as the regional park that we showed earlier on a different video. It's a good trek to get to that parking lot, so this is definitely the best one to do.
Yeah, and this park has some unique features to it. Like, it's got some educational stuff to it, which I believe is why it's called Discovery Park. But there's still tons of playgrounds, tons of pavilions, grills, like, so it's definitely still a place that you and your family can come hang out and chill, or if you just want to, like, you know, have a party. So yeah, it's
pretty cool too. There's horses here, and they are building a skate park, so by the time this video comes out, the skate park should be completed as well. So it has a lot of sort of different things to do. With some of the other parks that we've looked at is more physically focused, and like basketball courts, tennis courts. This doesn't have as much as that, or as much green space as some of the other ones, but it is a really nice park, and some really kind of cool amenities are here too.
Yeah, so if you guys have any other parks that are in the area that you would like us to check out, leave us a comment below, and make sure you guys like and subscribe because it does help us out. It's free to do, and we will see you guys in our next Park and Rec adventure in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.